G'day, it's Pete here, and today I wanted to go over what is a reverse in bridge. And today we'll look at why do we need reverses, what they actually show, importantly, how do you spot them, what do they look like, and what do you do when you don't have a hand that fits a hand that should reverse. So first of all, let's look at why we actually need them. So let's imagine that we're a responder in this spot. Our partner's opened one club, we've bid one spade, and our partner bids two hearts. Where do we want to go here? What do we want to do? Now, if partner's just showing some hearts and 12 or more points, there is no good spot that we actually want to go. Do we want to go to two no trumps? That's a pretty terrible contract to try and play. My general strategy for playing bridge is to avoid getting to two no trumps. What about bidding three clubs or something? Well, now we're getting very high without that many points. So reverses are a way of actually limiting these sorts of auctions so that if the opener bids in this fashion, and I'll cover what this fashion is, they're actually showing 16 or more points. Because just look at this, responder has no good pathway forward. So let's go over what is a reverse and what do they actually show. So a reverse is a way of opener showing a two-suited hand that's got more than minimum points. They've got 16 or more points with an unbalanced two-suited hand. And now when I say suited, I mean they've got at least 4 cards in 2 suits, but they're also not balanced. So they've got usually like a 5-4 shape, 5-5 shape, or 6-4 shape. Now, when do reverses actually come up, or how do you actually spot if you're doing a reverse? So there's 2 different methods I like to use for spotting, so whichever one works best for you. So let's just go back and have a look at this spot here. Now, a reverse is for all about the opener showing a two-suited hand. Now, they want to bid both of their suits. The first way is the barrier method, which is similarly named to other things about protecting mistakes. And that's when your opener, what you actually want to do is, if you're bidding any other suit on your second bid, that's not one that's already been bid, you can bid any that isn't past 2 of your suit. So here, they opened 1 club, so they can actually rebid any suit 2 clubs or below, or you can support partner's suit. So when you open 1 club, you can actually bid any suit up to and including 2 clubs, or you can support whatever partner's suit. So when you open 1 club, you should be thinking, okay, I can freely bid diamonds, hearts, or spades at the 1 level if I get a chance. You won't for all of those, but also you can bid 2 clubs. But bidding 2 diamonds, 2 hearts, or 2 spades, these are beyond the barrier. The only way I could do these is if I was supporting partner. So here, if partner bids 1 spade, as we did in that first example, here the 1 level is taken away. So now at the 2 level, all we can do is bid 2 clubs. 2 diamonds or 2 hearts would be a reverse. They would be going past this barrier of 2 clubs. 2 spades isn't, that's supporting partner. So here, the barrier method is going, after you open 1 of a suit, going up to and including 2 of your suit or supporting partner. The other way I like to think about it is from the responder's perspective, which is if responder now wants to go back to your first bid suit, do they have to do it at the 3 level? So here, let's say that opener rebid 1 no trump. Then here, the south player could freely go to 2 clubs. Okay, so the responder in this case can go back to opener's first bid suit at the 2 level. Whenever there's a reverse though, you can't actually do that. So we looked at the example of 2 hearts, and now we're looking at responders options here. If they want to go back to clubs, they can't do it. All they can do is go to 3 clubs. Now, hopefully you can see that if opener can be doing this on 12 points and responder on 6, you're going to be getting too high. So someone needs to have those extra points to be willing to play at the 3 level. And this is why reverses come in. They show extra strength by the opener and a willingness to actually come and play to the 3 level. So there's 2 main ways here for spotting it. There's the barrier method, or thinking if a responder wants to go to the first bid suit, can they do it at the 2 level? If they can, it's not a reverse. If they can't, it is a reverse. So if you have to go to the 3 level, the opener has reversed. And usually an easy way of spotting this is opener usually starts by bidding a lower ranking suit at the 1 level and then a higher ranking suit at the 2 level. So clubs is ranked lower than hearts here. So that's another way of spotting it. If they do that, it's usually a reverse. Remember, supporting partner is never a reverse, so you don't need to worry about bidding 2 spades being a reverse. It's not. This is all about bidding new suits and showing a 2-suited hand. So let's look at some examples of this. So here the south hand has a nice 16 points. They've got a 2-suited hand. They are unbalanced. What they want to do is just start with their longest suit. And when partner bids a spade, here, if they bid 2 hearts, this is a reverse. You know, it's gone past the barrier method. We've opened 1 diamond, 2 diamonds was our barrier. Or alternatively, if you think about what does the responder have to do if they want to go back to my first bid suit, if they want to go to diamonds, they can't do it at 2 diamonds. We've gone past that. They have to go to 3 diamonds here. Also, you can see that openers opened a lower ranking suit and then gone and bid a higher ranking suit, a new suit at the 2 level. So there's some techniques for spotting when a reverse actually happens. There are also reverses that are a little bit unusual. So let's bring up another example. So here, let's say we open 1 spade. Can we reverse in this situation? Well, we can if the responder bids 2 hearts or 2 diamonds and we go to the 3 level. So here, if we bid 3 clubs, notice we've gone past 2 spades, which was our barrier. Or if partner wants to support our suit, they have to go to the 3 level now. So here, this is also a reversing situation where south is showing some extra points. Now, because the responder has also shown more points by bidding at the 2 level, I don't think the south hand needs a full 16 points anymore. But usually I play it around 14. There's some people that play different ranges here. I try and avoid doing this on absolutely bare minimum hands. This helps differentiate out different point ranges, even in strong auctions like this. If you weren't playing reverses, you wouldn't ever know if opener had any more points. So, you know, when those 2 players both have 16 points and you can make slam, how do you actually diagnose it? Reverses can come into play there as well. So there are a few examples of reverses. Now I wanted to actually cover what you actually do if you don't have a reverse. You've got that 2-suited hand, but you aren't very strong. So what you can actually do when you're the opener is if I'm a 2-suited hand, first I like to categorize, am I minimum, sort of 12 to 15? Am I medium, that's sort of 16 plus, or do I have a maximum hand? Now, if you are in the minimum point range, you don't want to be doing a reverse accidentally. So how do we actually bid hands that can't reverse? Well, what you want to do as the opener is you want to open your longest suit. And if you've got 2 5-card suits, you want to open your higher ranking one first. Now, what you do on your second bid, let's say the option starts like this, is you want to bid the cheaper bid out of your 2 suits. So here, if we have diamonds and clubs, our options of bidding those is 2 clubs or 2 diamonds. 2 clubs is cheaper, it keeps the bidding lower. We can go ahead, we can show our second suit here. Notice that we haven't done a reverse. Partner can go to 2 diamonds if they want to. Also, hasn't broken the barrier of 2 diamonds, which was set up by our 1 diamond opening. We also haven't bid a higher ranking suit than what we opened. Now, let's backtrack and say that we have diamonds and hearts. If we bid 2 hearts, this is a reverse and it would show 16 or more points. So what do we do instead? Well, we actually just repeat our diamonds. If you open 1 diamond and rebid 2 diamonds, this just says we're a minimum unbalanced hand. So when you have 12 to 15 points, what you want to do is you want to open your longest suit, highest of 2 5-card suits if you've got it, and then you want to rebid the cheaper option of the suit you've already opened or your other suit. So they're the main choices that you want to do. And this will always prevent you from reversing with 12 to 15 points. Now you might be thinking, well, doesn't this show 6 diamonds? Now it doesn't. It shows a minimum unbalanced hand. And the options that you can have for unbalanced hands is, yes, you could have a single suited hand and this would show 6. But you also have the hand that couldn't reverse. So you could have 5 diamonds and 4 hearts. Now, I do want to clarify an easy way to spot, does it something show 6 or not here? It's very similar. But if we backtrack, an easy way to see if it shows 6 or not is in this spot, which looks remarkably similar. This 2 diamond bid would actually show 6. And it all comes down to, did the responder skip over any suits? And here, because 1 heart is just above 1 diamond, they haven't skipped over any suits. So there is no hand which the opener can't bid because they can't reverse. So in this case, if they had 5 diamonds and 4 spades, great, they could bid 1 spade here, right? Or if they had 5 diamonds and 4 clubs, great, they could bid 2 clubs. These still aren't reverses, they're below 2 diamonds. If they've got 5 diamonds and 4 hearts, great, they can go ahead and bid 2 hearts. So any 2 suited hand, they can always show their other suit, because here, 2 hearts is supporting partner, not a reverse. You can bid all your suits. So when you bid 2 diamonds in this case, you are showing 6. In the first case, when it went to 1 spade, and here, now if we go through our options, if opener has 5 diamonds and 4 spades, great, we can bid 2 spades. If opener has 5 diamonds and 4 clubs, they can bid 2 clubs. If they have 5 diamonds and 4 hearts, they can't bid that. And that's a hand that fits into the let's bid the cheaper of our options. So that's what you do with your minimum 2 suited hands, and why it doesn't always show 6 and how you can actually check for that. One other thing that I wanted to touch on here is sometimes I see people with like a 5-5 shape and a hand with 16 points. And they're like, I can reverse. I want to reverse. Now, this isn't what you should be doing. Reverses are really there to limit you escalating the auction too high, putting that responder into a really awkward spot. Yeah, if the auction just starts 1 diamond and then you bid 2 clubs, the responder's in a great spot. This auction's set up really well. If opener has 16 points, they haven't shown it yet, but you don't need to rush to do it. You really want to think of reverses as a way to limit escalating the auction when you can't handle it. And the auctions don't actually pan out too well. So you want the compensating points to hopefully mitigate it. This auction like this, which isn't a reverse, really easy to navigate for both parties. And you can catch up on your points later. So don't try and reverse just because you've got 16 or more points. So these are my main thoughts on reverses. If you've made it this far, you've done great. You've gotten everything you wanted to know. The final thing that I wanted to touch on is one potential convention that you can actually play after a reverse, and that's blackout. So here, after you go a diamond, a spade, 2 hearts, there is a convention called blackout, which is basically just swapping 4th suit forcing with this blackout bid. So here, when you reverse, you're already starting to escalate the auction. You got 16 or more points and 6 here. If the responder's sort of got a good 8 or more points, you probably want to be in a game contract. So if that's the case, you're frequently going to end up in game. You want to have as many game forcing bids as possible, and this is where blackout comes into it. If your only game forcing bid was 4th suit forcing, this auction gets really messy in an already sort of escalated awkward spot. So what blackout does is it changes the meaning of either 2 no trumps or 4th suit forcing, whichever is the cheapest bid, to instead say, partner, no, I'm weak. I actually want to try and stop. I've got 8 or less points, bad 8 points. So here, 2 no trumps would say, I've got a bad hand. Let's try and stop in a part score if you don't have anything extra. And the benefit of doing this is it frees up auctions like bidding 3 diamonds to be game forcing, which can be really powerful for trying to investigate slams. So blackout was the cheaper of 2 no trumps or 4th suit forcing. So if we had an auction that started like this, notice there's a reverse. Here, 2 hearts could be the blackout bid showing, hey, I've got a weak hand, I want to try and stop. And anything above that would actually just be forcing. So this is the conventional way of playing blackout. A convention I recommend doing as a follow-up to reverses once you're comfortable with reverses. Another way of playing Blackout that I personally like, that's growing up a bit in popularity, is that after the reverse, it's just the next available bid is the Blackout. So in this case, it would still be 2 hearts because that would be your next available bid. But if I backtracked here and we bid 2 hearts, it'd be 2 spades as your Blackout bid, as that would be the cheapest bid. So food for thought there. Hope this clears up what reverses actually are. If you're just learning them, don't worry about that Blackout stuff just at the end. I just wanted to add that in for completeness. And once you're familiar with reverses, you can come revisit this, give it an idea of if you want to do it. But hopefully this clears up why we need reverses to prevent a responder getting into these really awkward spots where you don't have the points for it, what they actually show, and how you can actually spot them. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next time.